Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Get Joint Strong. For today's workout, we're going to be doing shoulders. We'll also include some spine and neck during the warm-up. You won't need any equipment, just a little bit of floor space, and we'll go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start off with the neck cars. So we're taking our neck through its full rotational range of movement. So we'll be moving down into flexion, extension, a tilt, and rotation here, all combined into one movement. So when we get started, we'll just get our bodies nice and tight, so we don't want anything else working except for the moving joint. You do this from kneeling like me. I'm just doing it to kind of stay in the frame. You can do it from standing, seated in a chair, whatever's comfortable for you. So nice tight body, nothing else moving, and we'll start bringing our chin down to our chest. Squeezing the front side neck tissues here. So we're using all of these tissues here to squeeze our chin down to our chest. Hold it there and start rotating along that collar or your collarbone. Rotate as far as much, get as much rotation as you can. And once you've gotten max out that rotation, you're gonna change that axis, look up and look over that shoulder. Once you've maxed that out, you're going to do a lateral tilt. So just tilt that head to the side, feel a stretch on this side and a squeeze on this side as you start moving back into extension and rotating over to the other side. Look over that shoulder and then come down along the collarbone. And we're going to pass through. So just keep going, feeling that front of your neck squeezing as you rotate. Max out that rotation, look over shoulder, dip your back, around to the other side, feeling the back of your neck, look over shoulder, down along the collarbone, one more time. Over shoulder, head goes back, back, and let's switch directions. So down along the chin, or down chin to chest, along the collarbone, go the other way. Looking over shoulder, head dips back, around. Over that other shoulder, down along the collarbone. And we're just making as big a circle as possible, getting as much of that joint rotation as possible. Kind of finding those edges of the range of motion that we don't usually work into. All right. Next, we'll move into our spine cars. So spine is pretty much the same as the neck, right? It's just a continuation of your spinal column. So we're moving into flexion, extension, lateral bends, and rotations, all combined into one rotational movement. Same thing, don't twist the hips, right? We're only trying to move the spine and the muscles about the spine. So we're not compensating using anything else. I'd like to have my arms around the chest, nice and tight, and we'll round forward into flexion. So round your back, rounding as much flexion as we can without bending all the way forward. Get that flexion. Once you max out flexion, feel your abs, and then you're going to rotate. Get that rotation, max out that rotation, and then give yourself a little lateral bend. So rotation with a little side bend. Holding rotation, move to extension, arch your back. Hold that arch as you rotate over to the other side. Once you max that out, side bend, hold rotation as you move back into flexion. Squeeze, hold flexion. All of those front side abs squeeze as you rotate. So flexion with rotation, lateral bend, arch into extension, rotate over to the other side. Feel your back arching. Feel all of those muscles squeezing, arching as you twist over to that other side. Lateral bend, flexion. We'll pass through one more time. Getting as much range as you can, using only those muscles of the spine. Good, and we'll reverse it. So flexion, rotation the other way. And just kind of notice what's moving well, what might need a little bit more work moving. If anything feels good, if anything feels tight, just kind of noticing. We'll pass through one more time. Slow and controlled. Little, and we'll take it out. All right. Next, we're moving into our scapula. So those shoulder blades, and shoulder blades go up, they go down, they go forward, they go back, and some degree of tilting as you're moving through those motions. But we're just going to focus on up, down, forward, and back. So you have those 4 points, and combine those into one big smooth oval. So we'll start out hands by your side. Everything else nice and tight, so we're not gonna compensate. And think of, I know we're moving, it's easy to think that the shoulders are moving here, but really kind of focus on what the scapulas, what those shoulder blades are doing. So take those scapulas, we'll go down, down and forward. So hold down, down and forward. You should be feeling kind of under the lats and into your chest, down and forward. Hold forward as you start sliding them up. Try to keep your hands by your sides so we're not bringing them forward like this, right? By using our shoulders, but we're using just the shoulder blades to come forward, forward and up. Hold up as you squeeze them back. Same thing, I'm not squeezing my arms coming back. I'm just trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together in the back. Back and down, down and forward, forward and up and back, back and down. And now I'm going to reverse it. So I'm holding those shoulder blades down. So these are coming down towards my back pockets, down, down and back, back and up and forward, forward and down, down and back, back and up and forward, forward and down. One more time, down and back, back and up and forward, forward and down. All right. Next, we'll move into our shoulder CARs. So taking our shoulder through its full rotational range, and we have external rotation of the shoulder. So imagine I have a dot on my bicep right on the middle here. External is I'm turning that dot up and kind of away from my body. And then internal is I'm taking that dot, turning it down, down, and kind of towards my body first, but then it goes down and away also. So in and out. We have adduction across, flexion, extension here. So we're taking it through that full range. So let's start off with external rotation, rotate out, and adduction coming across the chest. Squeeze, feel your chest, feel your shoulder twisting. All of those muscles create that movement for the shoulder. Coming up into shoulder flexion. Try not to lift your trap. We're just bringing our shoulder up into flexion, just shoulder without trap. Once you max that out, so once I come back as far as I can without compensating with an arch, I'm just going to come to max flexion here. Then I'm going to start internally rotating, turning in and down right at the shoulder joint, rotating back, around and down. So internally rotated, the top of my hand is now facing my thigh here, and I'm going to reverse that. So hold internal rotation, back. Lift that extension as far as I can without bending forward or compensating. I'm just using top, backside, rear delt here, lifting. Then I'll externally rotate, up, around, and down. We're going to go again. Smooth motion using only those shoulder muscles. So we're not twisting the torso, not compensating or using anything else, just shoulder. Getting as big, slow, controlled circle as I can. One more time. Squeezing and feeling all of the muscles that are creating that movement. All right, we'll switch to the other side. Start with your external rotation, come across. And I always say to kind of push towards the edge of that range of motion, not because we're after range per se or more range is better, but if you always kind of try to reach the edge or push a little bit further to that edge or past that edge of the range of motion, then we're making sure that we're utilizing our full capsule space, right? So if I only go where I think I can go right now, I'll always leave something on the table. But if I'm always trying to expand and push the range a little bit more, I'm ensuring that I'm using everything that I have available to me right now. And we all know that using as much of your joint is very important, because if you don't use it, that's when your body kind of starts to prune it and you lose it. All right, so we've done neck, we've done spine, scapula, shoulders, and we're just going to go to hips. So we're kind of skipping some of the smaller joints today, elbows, wrists, which are still very important, but I'm just hitting the kind of big primary movers here. For our hip car, I'm going to do them sideline, but again, you can do them for many different positions. You can do them standing, quadruped, even half kneeling. I'll just do them from my side. And I'm taking the hips through their full range of motion. The hip is a ball and socket, just like the shoulder, so has many directions. We have external rotation, right? Same thing, imagine that dot. I'm turning that dot up and away. Internal rotation, I'm coming in. Hip flexion, hip extension, abduction out to the side. So we combine all of those into one movement. You're going to start off with hip external rotation and flexion. Come up, max out your flexion. Once that's maxed out, still holding external rotation. So I'm holding as much rotation as I can in each part of the movement. External here, come out to abduction. Once I've maxed out abduction without spilling over, I'm going to internally rotate. So my foot goes back, hip rotates in, kick back into extension without arching my back. So I push back into extension, around and down, and then I reverse it, right? Hip extension, abduction, come back to that external, squeezing as much rotation, as much flexion as I can, up, around, and down. We'll go again. External rotation, hip flexion, squeeze as much as you can, feeling it inside the joint. Out to the side, feel those side hips. Internally rotate, squeeze, use those, push back into extension. Round it down, we'll kick back, squeeze your butt, squeeze your glute, creating that hip extension, pushing back, lift out to the side. Externally rotate, up, around and down. We'll go one more time. External rotation coming up as much as you can. Slow and smooth. Using those muscles, getting as much range as you can. Back. And kind of the slower and with more control you have, that gives your brain more time, right, to kind of build that mind muscle connection and really start building control of those muscles. That's why we Don't speed through them. We're just going through them slowly with the intent of building that control. All right, we're switching to the other side. External rotation, coming up into flexion. And it's okay if this side feels different. That's normal. One side might feel tighter than the other. One side might have more range. Might feel stronger. Again, just information. Note what you feel. And we'll go one more time. Slow and smooth. All right. So we'll stay in this position. I'll just switch over to the other side, but we're gonna stay in this sideline position and start with our shoulder work. So we're gonna do an internal rotation series and an external rotation. So we're really working both sides of the joint that help it kind of rotate and move. We're working both of those. Our shoulder internal rotation series will start sideline here, and you're going to have your arm bent at about a 90-degree angle, and we're just going to bring your arm down into a stretch. So try to keep the back side of your shoulder pinned down. So what happens sometimes is if I'm tight in the shoulder, I'll start doing this to bring that arm down. Try to keep that pinned as you push yourself into the stretch. And you won't be way up here. You'll kind of be almost like your arms are straight out in front of you, if not a little bit lower even. And then my hips are canted back so that I don't bump into my body as I push myself down into this stretch. I have this yoga block here under my head just to relax my neck. I'm going to get into as deep a stretch position as possible, feeling that stretch deep in the capsule. Using those tissues that are under stretch, I'm going to push up against this hand that's blocking it. So keeping it in the capsule, right on those tissues, I'm using those to push up. And I'm slowly increasing the amount of force that I'm sending through those tissues. And we want a nice strong push where those muscles are getting some good work and fatigued in about 30 seconds, within 30 seconds. So ideally, once you're getting to that 30-second mark, you'll be fairly fatigued and you don't feel like you can go for another minute. But if you're lasting only 5 seconds, then you're pushing a little bit too hard for what we're doing right now. So we have 5, 4, 3. At the end of the stretch, stay in this position and just squeeze down the other way as if you're arm wrestling. So stay in this position and try to push down now. So use those deep shoulder muscles, and I'm rotating, trying to arm wrestle or get my forearm down to the ground. I'm pushing, I'm squeezing. I'm not lifting up the back shoulder. I'm just squeezing. And we'll go squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll ease off. We're going to move next, still continuing the internal rotation series. We're moving into passive range hold. So what that is, I'm taking myself into my max end range, passive range stretch. So passively, how far can I get to? And then I'm squeezing those shoulder muscles, trying to hold my arm and build control in that passive range, but I don't have any control here. So I'm slowly letting off that top hand while continuing to squeeze that until I don't need assistance anymore. and we'll hold for 5 seconds at that point. So you're squeezing, 5, 4, so on. All right. So here we go. Hand pushing you down into that stretch. Everything squeezed tight. Try to hold your arm in that position, only using those shoulder muscles. Release slowly. And once you found your point, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Totally relax. Get deep into that stretch again. Feel that stretch position. Squeeze shoulder. Slowly release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. That's 2. Get yourself deep into that stretch again. Everything tight. Just squeezing shoulder. Try to hold that arm down there. Squeeze. Slowly release. Find wherever that shoulder is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And although we're not just letting it pop back up, the goal is not range per se. It's not holding it down here. It's squeezing and building control. Trying to build control into that range. So don't compensate. Use the muscles that you need to train. Slowly release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4. Last one. Squeeze tight. Slowly release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Last thing we're going to do here is just some assisted full range of motion. So you'll sweep all the way up, sweep all the way down. And we're focusing on internal rotation. Give yourself some help. Try to squeeze that shoulder muscle as you're pushing down, assisting, squeezing. So I'm not just relaxing and pushing into the stretch. I'm actually trying to squeeze as if I'm trying to learn how to use my shoulder in that range. Squeezing, 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 feeling it. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing the other way. Down. And we're not going to assist the top side. We'll do the top side assisted going the other way after we do the top side series. So here we go. We'll go about 45 seconds just of squeezing and begin. So you don't have to keep pace with me. Feel your own shoulder. And if it feels better to just kind of come off of it and then squeeze down again into it, that's fine too. You don't have to come all the way back. So just try to build shoulder control, squeeze into that range, and then ease off. Squeeze into that range with assistance, and ease off. We've got 15 seconds. Ease off. Squeeze into the range. Ease off. 5 seconds. Squeeze into the range. Ease off. Last one. Squeeze into the range. And ease off. The external rotation series. You're going to use that stick. Get it here. And you're just rotating back. So I'm going to start here. Get in my position. Rotating back, feeling that stretch through here. Whether you're standing, you might be just holding onto the stick, or you can even do it this way. Anything where you're getting external rotation of the shoulder is fine. Once you've found that position, let's start using that stretching stuff to push forward against the stick. 30 seconds. We're going to do 30 seconds pushing forward, 30 seconds trying to squeeze back off of the stick. So this is just the opposite of our internal rotation. So I'm squeezing here. Try to push forward. Try to push forward against that stick there. Got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay in the same position, just squeeze the other way. Squeeze the back side of that shoulder, trying to get off of the stick, get off of the arm, get backwards, off of the block. Anything where you're squeezing that back side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to go into our passive range holds for these. So I'm taking myself into the stretch, and then I'm slowly releasing the stick, trying to hold myself there myself. All right, so see my elbow right? I'm here, I'm coming back. I slowly release the stick, release that torque, and just try to hold back there myself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, so on and so forth. So here we go. I'm deep into that stretch, and I slowly start relaxing, releasing that torque and squeezing that backside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. Get my stick. Get myself in deep stretch. Tight. Squeeze those backside shoulders and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. Squeeze back tight. Flex those muscles. Slowly release the torque. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 3. Last 2. Squeeze it back. Slowly releasing stick. Let my shoulder do the work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Get that stick. Torque that shoulder. Squeeze back. Slowly release the stick. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And now we're going to go, just going to assist into that backside. I'm squeezing backside shoulder, backside rotator cuffs, squeezing back and forth. Squeeze assisted rotation into that range and come off. Assisted rotation into that range and off. Let's go 45 seconds. Assisted rotation, external rotation. Squeeze, come off. Squeeze. You don't have to keep up with me. Just squeeze that shoulder as if you're doing it yourself without assistance, but give yourself a little assistance to squeeze into that full range. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Let's switch to the other side. Done all one arm. We're doing the same sequence, other arm. So we'll lie down here. Find that stretch position. So get down, keep that back shoulder glued to the ground as you move into that stretch. Find stretch on the shoulder. Find that tissue and start pushing back up against that top hand. You should feel it deep in the shoulder capsule. Good. We've got a little over 10 seconds. Trying to get to that fatigue. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And squeezing down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're deep in that stretch. Just trying to squeeze. Send that mental effort, mental energy to try to squeeze that shoulder, squeeze that hand, forearm down towards the ground. Keep squeezing. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Passive range holds. Push down. Squeeze tight. Try to hold it there. Release that support. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, totally reset. Get yourself deep into the stretch. Get tight, squeeze, and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Deep into that stretch. Squeeze tight and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 3. Rotate down. Tight, squeeze, and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4. Last one. I'm squeezing deep into the stretch. Finding shoulder capsule, squeezing, trying to hold. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. We're going to do assisted rotations. And let's just do that that bottom half. Ready and begin. So we don't go all the way back to this side. We're just going to go squeeze down, come off of it, squeeze down. And don't make this a passive exercise. This is just assisting. I'm actively trying to squeeze range, squeeze control, squeeze deep shoulder rotators. 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We'll go to our external rotation. Grab your stick if you've got it, or set yourself up on your on the ground or on your knee. You should be feeling it through the shoulder. A little bit down is okay through here, but you don't want to be feeling it in your elbow. If you feel it in the elbow, the stretch is too aggressive for your shoulders capacity right now, and force is coming out of those tissues and going into your elbow. So if you're feeling it in the elbow, just come out of the stretch a little bit. Now you can have less of an angle, right? This is a more aggressive angle. This would be less. Either less aggressive angle or just less force. Keep it just in those shoulder tissues, all right? So here we go. I found my stretch. I found those tissues, and now I'm trying to push forward against that stick using those stretching muscles. Ready and begin. Keeping it in there, and I'm slowly ramping it up as long as I can keep it in there, not going down to the elbow or anywhere else. I'm sending more force. The more force tissues can handle, the better, right? The stronger they've become. So give it a good training effect. We'll go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Squeeze back. I'm trying to squeeze backwards. Rotate off of that stick. Rotate my hand off of that stick. I'm squeezing. I'm feeling it in the back side of my shoulder. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Passive range holds. Get deep into the stretch. Squeeze those muscles. Slowly release that support. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset that stretch. Squeeze, hold. Slowly release that support. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 2. Passive stretch. Slowly release that support. Squeeze in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 3. Passive stretch. Squeeze those muscles tight. Slowly release that torque. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4. Torque. Squeeze. Slowly release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5. All right. Let's do assisted external rotation, 45 seconds. Here we go. Again, you're trying to squeeze those muscles, bring it back yourself, and then just give yourself a little extra support to squeeze for a little bit more. And I'm not opening my arm angle as I'm pushing back, right? I'm just rotating as much as I can. And keep working, but the arm angle isn't important, right? So you can have a 90. You can be outside 90, inside 90, doing the same thing wherever you feel it. And you don't even necessarily have to be up here. You could be down here, right? Wherever you kind of feel that best. So just remember that as you're training your shoulders, pick angles that you want to work on that would benefit you, benefit your shoulder. But the last thing that we're going to do is finish with some shoulder rotations and shoulder lifts. So what we're going to have is internal rotation on one arm, external on the other, and then we're just switching back and forth. Think just rotating those shoulders in the socket. So we're building control there, right? So building them in opposite directions, just squeezing. Imagine wringing out a towel. We'll do that for 1 minute, and then we're going to do pull back. So arms at 90, we're going to pull back, rotate. So get another rotation, hold external rotation, press up, down, rotate, rotate, press, and we'll do that for a minute. So a minute of each of those. Ready? And begin. Just big rotations. Get as much range as you can. This internal twist is the same thing as here. So we're twisting down. The external twist is the same as there. So you're just getting the twists that we've worked on, but now we're moving a little bit more fluidly and dynamically, integrating those isolated movements that we did. You're halfway there. Keep working. Try not to use the traps, right? I'm just rotating shoulder in the socket. Feel it, squeeze it just like you were on your assisted work, squeezing those ends of the range of motion. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out for a second. 1 minute of presses. Here we go. This is the last thing. Ready and begin. Pull back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Rotate, press, down, and rotate. Don't have to keep pace with me. Whatever pace you feel best for your shoulders. I'm even rotating a little bit here. I'm rotating down, rotating back. I'm holding that rotation back as I press up, down, and down, right? Some full rotation, squeeze, hold that rotation, pulling back, up, down, rotate. Ten seconds. Keep it working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice job, everybody. You did it.